And we're back live for the after party.
After party.
Right.
I've never been invited to an after party.
I don't know if this is going to become a regular thing, but I kind of like it.
It absolutely should.
Yeah. On our other co-host Bobby feel about it. He's not a huge weed smoker, but
Yeah, Bobby's not much of a smoker, but
he's a big supporter of medical cannabis, though. So.
Yeah, he would hang out.
Yeah, he would just be like, hey, I didn't start using medical. Rollin Stoned didn't start using medical cannabis until I was about 22. I was a late bloomer. So
What's up?
I didn't start using it until I was like out of high school. Also, I was like 18, 19. Like I was, you know, I didn't use it in high school. I didn't use it like growing up and stuff. I never did.
Same.
Yeah,
I didn't smoke
same.
until I was 22 years old. I did one time when I was 16. I stole some of my parents' weed and smoked it on a day where they went home. But I was not very conspicuous, and I ate all the cookies that my mom
I
had
eat all the
said.
pizza.
And she was like, "Why did you eat all of the cookies?"
It's like she's like, wait, where's the leftover pizza? And I was like, I was hungry. Not
All right,
I
y'all,
was
we're gonna get this sesh started by I'll take a little hit to start.
Oh
so,
no!
are you gonna pass the hit to me?
Pass it.
God damn it!
Did you spill your bowl?
What'd you do?
I lost my wax topper.
Oh no.
Oh,
That is just
Hold up.
that's a shame.
I found a piece of it on my sweater here. Got a little back in there.
Don't know
Hey,
why. Where is it? It's on my sweater.
I don't even.
It's our
mind.
pleasure, man. Thank you so much for watching and asking questions and sharing what you have, man. We do it for you guys because you all are awesome.
I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I agree.
I'm just over here talking to the chat. Don't mind me.
No, that's cool, dude. That's what this is for, you know, like to hang out and just talk with the chat, hang out, just chill. All right, I got my bowl ready. It's hard to see down here, but if you guys, I'll go for a light if you guys are.
I'll just hit a little like pen over here. These guys are getting all fancy.
Go, Alex, go.
Got the beeline lit.
Where did my hemp wick go? Oh, right there.
Good meds, everybody.
Let's feel better.
Let's feel better. It smells very adult in here.
For anybody watching that's not in California, weed, marijuana is legal here in the state of California.
I would certainly hope so.
Where we all are partaking.
We are allowed to do this, I guess.
We all smoke weed and use medical cannabis, and for recreation and medicinal purposes, I would argue, or at least that is my case, because I definitely do it recreationally sometimes.
Sorry.
But
Smoking.
Smoking.
I'm not really sure where I was going with that. I just wanted to preface to anybody out there wondering where.
And we run a website, an educational cannabis website for people with disabilities and illnesses.
Yes.
Because
we got a whole blog
and MS and all that, and cannabis helps a variety of different illnesses and disabilities in different ways.
Irving asks, we use CBD or just THC or both?
All of it, yeah.
That question is
Both.
all of it.
They work best when they're together.
Yeah, they do.
The science actually behind that is there's a full spectrum of cannabidiols which is the CBD that affect your body. That's what triggers like that hungry feeling. It can also like help trigger the body high, which can reduce pain and inflammation. Those are all the cannabidiols reacting in your body and causing those effects. What you feel in your head, like that head high, like that floaty feeling and stuff, is the tetrahydrochlorides, the THC. The thing about marijuana, though, is not all cannabidiols, all CBDs, can activate on their own, meaning some require the presence of THC for the THC molecule to lock with the CBD molecule and then attach in your body to cause the effect. So they're best when used together. there are even CBD products that contain like 0.3% THC, not enough to cause the psychoactive response,
Yeah, but
meaning
just to
you won't
activate.
get a head high, but it'll activate the full spectrum of cannabidiols, which is
And you'll
what
feel so
most
good.
people are looking for, and the good stuff.
You're not going to panic. You're not going to panic. And something I wanted to say was a large part of our website that other than the blog and the YouTube and stuff like that, it's basically just a cannabis yellow page, really, of all our favorite brands and delivery services and businesses. Unfortunately, disability friendly products. Unfortunately, all the products that we know of are in Southern California area.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just really just a matter of doing your research and figuring out what makes your body feel good, and getting good reputable companies that do their best to give you the same experience.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys got to get me on the Rollin Stoned blog one time to talk about all this.
Hell
But,
yeah.
Are you serious? I'm so
my
stoked.
experience with marijuana growing up was it's been around forever. Like my parents have both used medical cannabis since I was born. My mom never consumed cannabis during any of her pregnancies, but the day after, I'm sure she was taking a hit off that bowl to chill out, give her body a break after all that craziness. I grew up around it in that, like, my like dad even grew medical cannabis. Growing up, so like we had this stuff in our backyard.
Sorry, I smoked you out.
It wasn't taboo. It wasn't very like it wasn't like a strange thing, but it was just always kind of like an adult thing. Like it was like beer and wine.
Yeah,
It was something adults did, and something that you could choose to do or not do when you're an adult.
Yeah, like wine.
So I never had a stigma towards it or anything. I did see like the stoner kids in high school. Like my brother turned into kind of like a pothead, like stoner, like that typical like lazy, like wasn't doing good in school stereotype. But so that kept me away from it a little bit. But I had this example of like my dad who like owned a successful business, and my mom was like very nurse and like functioning member of society, and they like raised like 3 awesome intelligent kids, and like had this like perfect, beautiful, amazing family, and they like to chill and smoke a bowl when they came home from work at the end of the day. Like
chill.
Yeah, that's it.
Like very just normal. It was like they functioned super well. Like I could never even tell like when my dad was high versus when he wasn't. It's just like he would like chill. Like come home after a long ass day of working, and his body would be hurt from crawling under houses and in attics and stuff. And he would take his boots off, go out back, sit on his bench, and cheap a little bit of weed, and come inside and make us dinner and ask us about our day. And it was just like a very like normal thing. So there was some stigma, but on the other side, it was just like something people do sometimes. So that kept me away from it until I got to college. And then I had some friends that were like, "Yeah, that is," and I was like, "Oh, so that's what weed's all about." Like, I get it now.
Yeah,
that's feel good. It was awesome. It took away my spasms. Like, it relaxed me. It relaxed the whole body, which was a feeling I wasn't really used to.
Yeah, like you said, I was a dare '90s kid. I had family members that did it, but I used to make fun of them for doing it. And it kind of, and you talk about, kids smoking it when they're young. There's actually studies that say unless you have a disability or chronic illness, that's different if you're a teen. But it does show a lot of side effects happening to the developing brain. So it's better that we got into it in our early mid-20s, because that's when women mature anyway. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know about you guys,
but
well, I think I saw.
I'm probably still maturing. But
Yeah,
I'm still working on
I've
it,
never
so I
really
don't know
grown
about
up,
you.
so I don't know. Yeah, cannabis does have an effect on the developing brain. But again, if
no,
you get
I
sick
actually
if you get sick when you're young,
Go for it.
Just go for it. You know.
I would. So there are the cases where they do use it on children. Like I know that Charlotte's Web is like a CBD strain that is used to help with seizures and works remarkably well on certain seizure disorders. Now they are giving kids like a joint to smoke. You know, it's in like an edible form that they can take, and you know,
Just a
and
couple of
stuff.
drops.
I do not believe follow the laws and follow the rules. Cannabis should not be used before the age of 21. Or if you experiment in high school and stuff with your friends,
I think
do your
at
thing.
least when you're 18,
Not
when your
to,
brain is at least mostly developed, like
but it's an
If you
adult
do it a
thing.
few times with your friends, like you'll be fine.
You'll be okay. Yeah.
Right.
It's an adult thing, though. You know.
Yep.
Like I'm
you
always
should.
like,
And you
try-
shouldn't. And you like for the most part, if you're, I mean, if you've never tried it, obviously you're probably just gonna get some random bag of weed, right? Because you don't know any better. But if you want to actually start like implementing it for like your health reasons, find a reputable,
Find good sources.
like good sources like a reputable dispensary delivery that they
Test.
they lab test all the medicines, so you're likely to get sort of the same effect because
if you like are in LA area, you can go going into the shop if it's your first time. It's like could be really good, you know, because there's going to be somebody that can talk to you, show you things, and like walk you through the process a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
There are lots of different ways to consume. You can smoke flower like these guys, which is the actual plant, and you grind it up, put it into a bong, or you can roll it up into a paper and smoke it like a joint, like tobacco, and smoke it like a blunt. But then there's the more common ways it's consumed by individuals with disabilities. Smoking may not always be something that's appealing to someone. We talked about on the regular show the use of topical marijuana, which is then infused in some oil, some topical cream that can then be absorbed by your skin, which work remarkably well for inflammation and pain in like certain areas. So like I rub it on my wrists all the time.
All day long.
When my wrists are hurting.
I should actually do that more.
Yeah.
And I found the ones that work best for me have always been the combination, like the 3-2, like THC, CBD, like high ratio of THC and CBD together for the topical stuff.
There's I feel like it should be mentioned. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Just so I don't forget, I've been smoking.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Transdermal patches also. Holy cow.
Those are amazing.
Amazing.
I've never actually tried a transdermal patch.
Do it.
Oh my god, it's like so good, especially
transdermal patches. And then another common one. This is like sounds strange to some people, but it may be like the most like treatable form for them is suppositories.
Yeah.
Some that are made for women, treat like period symptoms, like menstruation, symptoms and stuff, which I have like some of the reviews like have claimed to work remarkably well. I cannot attest as I am not a woman. But there are plenty of other delivery systems that are not smoking. Now, if you
don't have to smoke.
The flower can be smelly and it can make a lot of smoke and it can involve
I use a smoke buddy.
Yeah. Mr. Smoke Buddy.
I always like to talk about vaporizers. There are plant like flower vaporizers that cook the marijuana and evaporate the THC and the CBD without combusting the plant matter. So there's no fire, there's no smoke. It's just vapor, and they're awesome.
Yeah,
I like
they are.
They're my favorite.
My favorite. I would say.
What's your favorite brand?
Pulsar. What was that?
What's your favorite brand of vape? What do you like to use?
Pulsar.
A Pulsar, okay.
Yeah,
They're cheap.
They have like different models of different vapes for and this one's like only like $60.
I'm gonna shout out my two favorite brands. The first one I will forever love Vaporizer. It's an amazing company called Da Vinci, and the vaporizer that I had was the Ascent. That was the model, and it was a full ceramic and glass vaporizer. It was handheld, battery operated, charged just off a little USB, and it had a ceramic bowl and like a glass straw inside this like metal contained unit. And it was the ceramic and glass. You just tasted the flower. It was very clean. It hit really nice, and like it was my first date for like first 3 or 4 years. I was smoking weed. It was awesome. It was like how I kind of was introduced to weed. The first time I smoked as a quad, I had respiratory issues. So I didn't like the coughing because of the feeling like having like it's just my favorite way to get high. That's all my buddies had. So I thought myself paid for it. And that was like how I got it. I think Sean's trying to talk something.
Sean is trying to.
I'm trying to.
Sean's trying to find the magic wand.
I screwed everything.
You guys.
Alright, never mind. Yeah, I was trying to move my other camera so that I could give like the audience a view of what I'm doing smoking with my quad like setup.
I can pack my ball and shop.
I kind of failed totally. The camera fell off the tripod.
Oh well.
It's a whole mess over here. So
the quad setup fell over. It's
okay. That's why we have more than one quad on the show.
Yes.
There we go.
I'll get my little bond ready.
You always have at least two.
What about you, Sean? What was your journey getting into the Mary Jane, and how did you overcome it as a quad?
Originally, I started. All right, actually, I smoked a couple times in high school and like just didn't really, just like I don't know, just didn't. It just exactly. I just didn't get an effect. I just wasn't really, it just didn't really seem like it worked out. But then after high school, like a little bit after I graduated, I had a buddy of mine that his aunt was a flight attendant, and she flew back and forth to Maui all the time, and I guess she invited him, and he invited me to come with her on a trip. It was just supposed to be an overnight trip to Maui and back. I was like, yeah, I'll go. Why not? You know, like I was 19, like heck yeah, sounds fun. And then so we went, and the first night we had a few drinks, like because like I wanted to drink and stuff, but like all we could get was a couple, and I wanted like a little bit more of a buzz. He's like, dude, he's like, I brought some bud. He's like, it's good. Like, he's like, just try a little bit, you know. And I was like, all right, fine, do it. Let's do it. So the first time I really smoked and like got it was on the beach of Maui. And it was like the best experience ever. It was like, oh my God, this felt so good. So the next day I was like, hey, let's smoke again. So the next day we smoked again, like all day on the beach, just chilling, hanging out. We ended up staying a second night. She flew back. We flew back on our own like the next day, which it was pretty cool. It was a great. Fuck it. It's resumed, I guess. Go. Let's go. I think we're still on the same stream. So
I love the broadcast, but I don't see anything. But that's fine.
If we disappeared and we're back, we're having technical issues, you guys.
So you guys can't see it at all, Alice? Amanda?
No, we can't see you.
I can see the live stream though, so that's
okay.
I can see you guys.
Yeah,
I can see me.
Maybe it's just our internet.
And I'm
all right. Well,
I don't know.
Anyways, I guess back to smoking. And so, anyways, yeah, that was how I got started, and then my quad smoking. Yeah, I just I smoked like a month or so into the hospital, and then was kind of back on it again. Because I didn't initially, you know, because I was in ICU and I was trying to rehab and all that. I wasn't like smoking, but
yeah, it takes a journey. I
mean, that's a journey too.
there were so many times like when I started smoking that I like would give up because it would make me panic. And that's probably because I wished, lab tests didn't happen then, So
Yeah.
now, like over the last 4 years, I can like medicate with whatever I want to medicate with and not be worried that I'm going to panic. So it's all a journey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would probably have said I never like openly like smoke weed like this, like in a broadcast somewhere. Before, like just thinking about like future employment and stuff like that. But I don't know, like cannabis is, you cannot deny the medicinal use of it, even the recreational use of it compared to something like alcohol, which is very perfectly accepted by every job and every society. Everyone's just like, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, if you like don't want to hire me because like I'm open about my like, consumption of cannabis, then like I'm not sure I would want to work for your company anyways. Like that being said, if like a job required and I wanted that job, like I could definitely stop smoking. And like that would be the choice that I would make to do that, work in that field because that was like a requirement, absolutely. But the public perception of cannabis in society, I hope it's changing because it's a very social thing. It's very like non-dangerous drug compared to anything else out there I can think of, honestly.
All the things.
But that's not
Peter was saying that I guess that if you
test positive for cannabis at the VA, buy painkillers.
Which that's terrible.
That's horrible.
Interesting. That is crazy.
That's kind of rude.
Yeah, I know that they're trying to make leeway in that.
How are they even allowed to test you for cannabis? Are you still like? Do you work for Veterans Affairs? Like,
yeah,
because as like a patient of the VA,
yeah, you should be allowed.
I guess if they do blood work, like they could just test you for like.
But they shouldn't.
But they shouldn't withhold.
It shouldn't matter.
They shouldn't withhold different levels of pain therapy because you use cannabis as well. That's crazy.
That's really rude.
But again, that's like the federal view on cannabis. I mean, it's still federally illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
10 years Army paratrooper. Well, thank you. Goodness.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes.
But I hope
Yes, thank you, Peter. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you, man. And thanks for always coming back to the stream. Every week, dude. You're like one of our regulars, man.
Yeah,
so it's
Peter's the man.
Okay.
For me, cannabis helped with like everything. My pain management. I'm not on any sort of pain meds. Really, it's just because I don't really respond well to pain meds, really. So it's really my own source of pain management. As much as I like flower, I actually I love hash. Hash is amazing, which is basically like you take the sticky part of the bud and you kind of remove that, and you could have it in like a block form or a sugary form.
I want to go to the Middle East and smoke.
Do you guys get like actual like bubble bag hash, or do you get like wax, or what do you guys shatter?
I mean, we get hash. We get both, but hash from Cali Hash is like a little temple ball.
Yeah, and
nice.
It's done. It's solventless, so it's like waterless extraction.
It's so good.
Yeah, waterless extraction. That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah,
nice. That's cool.
There's a clean way of doing extractions, but one of my favorite ways to medicate is with a tarantula joint. So you get like a joint and then you
wrap it with stuff.
Wrap it with concentrate, because I think for me it gets to
both.
It gets to like the brain damage in my brain. You know what I mean? that concentrate is able to get to that part of my brain, and I just feel completely relaxed.
It penetrates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only type of weed that I mess in concentrate form is like something like a vaporizer, like a cartridge like this, which is distillate. It's distillate. It's like uh, they wash the marijuana using most commonly now it's CO2, like high pressure CO2, and it takes the actual part that gets you high, the tetrahydrochlorides and the CBD, which is the little crystalline structures on the outside of the plant, and it washes it off the plant. And then they evaporate off the CO2, and you're left with just the pure distillate, right? And then it's a consumable form of vaporizing marijuana. And it's technically, this is considered a vaporizer, but it's combustion. There's an atomizer in there that's heating up. So it's not a non-combustion form of vaporizing, which we were talking about earlier, which the flower vapes are, which is why I prefer them. But this is also a very, I like to promote it because I think it's a great way to consume weed in that it's very convenient. There's little to no odor. And for some people, convenience is the name of the game. If you are living with people or you you live like at home, you have caregivers and stuff, you cannot do a flower vape. You cannot always have an eighth of weed out, with your grinder, because it's just not feasible for you. But this can provide you a very similar high, a good clean high. Some are designed for medicinal use, meaning they're pure CBD ones, high CBD ones, ones that are just like catered and manufactured for medicinal use. And it's just sometimes a matter of hitting a button or just hitting the pen. And that can be also very usable and functional for a quadriplegic or
this one doesn't even have a button.
That affect your fine motor. Exactly. So that's why I like to promote the distillate vapes, because they all the ones that I purchase are from a dispensary, and they're all tested by a company called Cannabis, and that's the one that's made here in California. And they test it for all the impurities. There was like a big campaign in the media against vaporizers like this a year ago or so, because there were a lot of ones being manufactured by third-party, non-certified, cannabis manufacturers that weren't testing their stuff, and there were impurities that could be present in some of them. It's always up to the consumer to do the safety checks and to make sure you're buying from reputable distributors and from tested tested labs that make this stuff. And they're very readily available here in California, less so in other places, the safe ones. That being said, if you can get them, they're really cool and convenient. Yeah. But I'm a big fan of flowers.
Raw Garden is another
is
a great company that
is affordable.
Is affordable and very clean. And they
taste good.
Oh, it tastes amazing. Great product. Also on our website.
Alpine's a good one.
Alpine, yeah. I know a lot of people. What's another one that a lot of people I know use?
My favorite one is Bloom. Bloom is really great.
Bloom's a good one.
Bloom is awesome.
Steezy? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Steezy.
That's what I've been using, is Steezy, yeah. Those are what I've been using.
So those are good ones. And those are easy to just kind of click in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really easy. They're magnet.
Select.
Yeah, with a magnet. Select is another good one.
Yeah, Eva
and there's no button either, so.
Yeah. The no button is awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Convenient, yeah.
But don't let not having a vaporizer stop you with your quad. Here are like some of the quad tricks for utilizing like grinders and stuff. This one I recently learned because I had a bad experience with the grinder. I'd always use my teeth to like hold the top of the grinder and twist it.
You need an auto.
So shout out Alice and Amanda, because I see their auto like grinder, like their perfect little bowls all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, like that is beautiful and amazing. Which I am gonna get one. It's just my stubborn, cheap, like ass has not done so. So don't judge me.
Okay.
Just tell them that we sent you.
No.
Okay.
We'll message them.
I'll talk to them for you. I'll
But
talk to them
you
for
just you put the weed in there, and then you turn it on.
Yeah, hook your brother up. No, I do. I know. I seen you guys do it. It's so
Then you
cool.
push the button, and he grinds the weed for you.
My trick outside, instead
Thanks,
of
awesome.
using a grinder, I got a great cheap like plastic like cheapo grinder, and I can very easily like bite the side of it and like protect my nice pearly whites. And really like plastic is the name of the game. Getting like plastic one, and the way that I do it is I just like hold one side with my teeth and then grind, with the other side. So like,
Yeah. Have you checked out the grinders that have the little like handle attached to it?
so that's the other like they're mills like you call them
Yeah.
like mills 'cause they're for like milling things. And this sounds crazy, coffee grinder. If you use it just for weed and not for coffee.
Yep.
But you can also do the OG Sean way, which is take a pair of scissors or a knife and just
cut it up.
Chop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
Rub it in between your hands. Like
Another
Now-
thing I was gonna say. So this right here, if you see like in this little bottom camera, is like one of those like silicone mats, like like it's made so wax doesn't stick to it and stuff like that. But it's really grippy, so I use it like I push down on the jars, and I can like use it to hold the bottom of the jar and like tighten the lid down. So like I just close that tight, like
Cool.
using the stickiness. So I use this to open and close jars all the time too, because
That
it's
is
like
such a cool
it
idea.
grabs the bottom naturally, so I can just
That's
work on the top.
That's another quad skill I gotta pick up on.
Yeah.
That's so
gonna
cool.
Bye killers. He's gonna smoke some weed.
What I do
the one-
after the grinder is I open it up into a card that can fold. I pour it into the card that can fold, and then what I do is I smash it together. And what it does is it makes like a little weed like pancake. And then I can pretty easily push it into my bowl. And that's kind of the trick I use to get it from the grinder to the bowl. Is to get it into like a piece of paper or like a full little foldable thing. And that's kind of my quad trick for that.
Nice.
You're so fancy.
Yeah.
Also,
good.
did they know about scoop heads?
Yeah, we have a scoop too.
So we have a scoop.
Let me grab my scooper.
Here, we'll grab it for you to show you.
How long was it after you were a quad that you learned how to use a Bic?
For me?
Yeah.
Sorry. It definitely took a couple of years. I looked into a whole bunch of different things and other options. And
Zippo?
Typically, I tried Zippos, but I didn't like the taste that the Zippo gave. So
Yeah.
It's not
Not
good.
again.
I just kind of became determined to like figure out a way. I used to put foam on them so they're easier to grip, but now I can just kind of do a regular.
Yeah.
When I first started smoking, I didn't have the dexterity to light,
Yeah.
so I had to learn that. And scoop. Yeah, and so eventually I did, but it took some time. And then this is a scoop, so it's just like a paper, like a
Oh, that's
nice.
smart.
It's just a little scoop.
yeah, it's a
That's
little
a good
scoop.
idea.
Dupe.
It's like a
My
little
thing
paper
is,
But like it'll stay kind of on your fingers,
Yeah.
so like you can just like pinch
Yeah.
That's
in a way.
actually awesome.
So you don't need too much dexterity, too much fine motor skill, which is good.
The only thing I would say, maybe add a little weight to it, because I still
And they're
twitch.
really light.
So
But
I love
it's
Zippo.
better than, like,
I collect Zippo lighters though, so I'm like, it's just like more
they're
of a
like,
hobby.
please,
to me.
I need it.
But the funny thing is like I got 100 Zippos, but none of them are ever full because I don't fill them up. Like they just sit in my case on the wall.
They're just
like
for
more-
display,
Just like,
not
hey.
use.
Sometimes I like fill a Zippo. Like I use it for incense and candles and things like that. But I would always play with my dad's like Bic, but like almost burn myself. So he got me a Zippo when I was like 12 or 13. Just like here, like now you don't have to like hold the button down. He's like, just don't drop it while it's lit and burn the house down. Which I never did, thankfully. But that's kind of
that's another thing with the Zippo that's scary
As a
for
quad,
me. Like,
it's
fuck, what if I
dangerous.
drop it on myself or
Because they're
drop it?
windproof and they'll likely stay lit. So that can
But
be
yeah, see, like that the toker poker that you have, I usually have my lighter in that. I like that. It makes it easier.
So this is what I was
Yeah,
going
it's
to
easier
show
to
off.
hold.
This is called a toker poker, and the reason it's called that is because it has a little metal um, stick that pops out to like poke your bowl. There you go. You can see that.
Yeah, let me
But
make
what
you
it
big,
is
Tom.
it's just like a little sleeve for your lighter.
Yep.
And it just gives it some dexterity and like makes you hold it easier in your hand. Sean uses the inside of his palm to light it, but the way that I learned is I use the back of my middle finger, my index finger.
Let me put you back.
You guys are ninjas.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Nice.
Wait.
And that's just like practice. Like honestly, it wasn't long after. It wasn't very long after I became like a pot smoker that like I like just smoke J's with my homies sometimes. So like I practiced
Still
with the
can't
light.
do it. I tried last time too.
Spark
there
up
we
a
go.
J with them. But Sean's bong is super big. There's nothing wrong with like a big bong, but I have a smaller glass bong, which is
I
like
have like 12
See,
bombs.
mine is like actually strategically sized though, because I smoke at my desk and I kind of use the desk. So when I lean, it's like the perfect height to lean on the desk and then lean like my face in, so I can use both hands to light smoke. Like,
That makes
so.
sense.
I use the
So,
man-made
yeah.
shelf, my quad belly. I call it my Buddha belly. But my little quad belly makes a perfect little shelf to rest my tiny bong on. So I just carry my shelf with me. And it's perfect. It's good to go.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude.
me too. Same.
Yeah, I
Same
kind of
just-
just.
Yeah.
Oh, dude!
Size
So
is
Peter, I'm about to nerd out with him on a Zippo. I have a old Zippo that my grandpa, who's a Vietnam vet, got when he was in Vietnam, which is cool. Which is like a really awesome one. And I have another one that I got at a it was some thrift shop, and it was like some cheapo thing. It was a steal because it was like a 6-year-old Zippo from World War II. And it was super, super cool. It's like another decent one for
That's
the
cool. I
collection.
don't have anything like
But sorry, I'm just
I
pointing out
understand why you like Zippos.
in the chat for a second. That's just the product of the high mind talking. But in any case, you guys, so I'm gonna take a hit off of this real quick.
All right.
All right. Well, I
Yeah,
think we have to get going here pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say I actually got to get going here too.
This
But
was
yeah,
fun.
let's finish out this smoke session with Tom taking a hit, and I'll grab the vape. See if I can.
the vape. I got the vape. You got your bong?
Oh yeah, I got my bong.
Or I can
Yeah,
smoke
I
the bong
totally
and you can.
No.
All right. No, she said no.
I got my heart set on the bong here.
This was super cool, you guys.
Yeah, let's do it again, please.
It was fun. We've been talking about doing like a little sesh. It was nice to do with the Rollin Stoned crew. I felt like it was
It's okay.
rather appropriate.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that worked out well. So that was fun, you guys. Hope everybody enjoyed hanging out for the smoke sesh after party. Cannabis
Yeah,
talk.
thanks for joining.
Love you
Hang out with
guys.
us for the little bonus episode today.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good times.
But yeah, we'll see everybody next week.
Have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Adios.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.